So good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. I'm doing great. So we will start this session in a while. So before that, let me tell you the PDF for today's session will be uploaded on our Telegram group. You can download the PDF from there. So we'll start this session very soon. Let other people also join in. So you have to give me just 1 minute. I'm arranging the PDF for you. So this is somehow taking some time. So the PDF for today's session has been uploaded. Okay. Without wasting much time, let's start the session then. Mohit, Deepak, Pranjal, Pavan, Renuka, good morning all. So let's start the session. Let's see what exactly is there for us in today's session. Okay, चलिए सीधा session शुरू करेंगे. So here it is. Now Kane says that it has got court's node to attach 20 Indian assets in Paris. Okay, so this is the old case which is still going on. Okay, it is an old case which is still going on. It was a dispute. Okay, it was a dispute was related to 1.2 billion dollars. This was the complete like amount, and now there was a Hague Accord. Okay, so Hague Court, we know that now they have provided us with judgment, and it was against the Indian government, and Indian government was supposed to pay a certain amount, okay, to Kane India. And now what Kane India has started doing, they have started attaching the Indian assets. Indian assets means the assets of Indian government. Okay, this is what they have started, and it's an old controversy. Okay, see how and what was the reason this particular thing became a news. The reason was the retrospection taxation. Okay, that was the major issue. So, can India dispute with India over the settlement of 1.2 billion award? The Hague court, like Hague, took a dramatic turn on Thursday with company saying it has secured a French court's order allowing it to freeze at least 20 Indian properties. Okay. So Indian properties को भी ये रोकेंगे. The government of India, however, denied all the knowledge. Okay. See, you have to see this particular news from the larger picture of ease of doing business. So अगर हम ease of doing business के हिसाब से देखें, now this is not a good trend. Okay, not a good trend. And the issue was related to retrospection taxation, retrospective taxation. Okay. Now what happens is that, what do you mean by retrospective taxation? What do you mean by retrospective taxation? So what happened is that when Kane India it started its business, at that time those taxation norms were not existing. What government did, it brought the norms later and said that these norms will be applicable retrospectively. Okay, कि पिछले कुछ साल बाद जाके ये लगेंगे. नाउ दैट वाज अ मेजर डिस्प्यूट और इंडिया की इमेज इस पे बिल्कुल बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट हो गई थी, एंड द अवार्ड गोज अगेंस्ट इंडिया ऑल्सो. सो प्रेजेंटली गवर्नमेंट इज सेइंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू चैलेंज दिस पर्टिकुलर जजमेंट. ओके, जो इंडिया के अगेंस्ट दे अवार्ड गया है, तो गवर्नमेंट इज सेइंग वी आर गोइंग टू चैलेंज इट. ओके, हम इसको चैलेंज करेंगे. So right now, this is what government is saying, that the K in India, they cannot freeze India's assets. They cannot freeze India's assets. So this was the lingering dispute. Okay, ये major dispute था, and it is not a good sign. Okay, so this was just one case. Other cases were Vodafone case. If you know this, Vodafone केस भी ऐसा ही था. Like it was also related to the retrospective taxation, कि आपने पहले टैक्स एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता था, आपने रैंडमली लॉ बना के टैक्स इम्पोज कर दिया, एंड देन यू सेड दैट इट कैन बी अप्लाइड रेट्रोस्पेक्टिवली. तो ऐसा ही कुछ यहाँ पे किया गया था. ओके, एंड इट इज़ नॉट अ गुड ट्रेंड कि आप इस तरीके की चीज़ें कर रहे हो. So we'll move to the next part now. Now Supreme Court backs summons to Facebook by Delhi government, and it formed a riots panel. So this is what Supreme Court has said. Okay, so these things are important. You need to understand. Supreme Court upheld the authority of the Delhi Assembly to summon the Facebook India senior official Ajit Mohan. Okay, in connection with February 2020 communal violence. So this is what they did. They asked the Facebook to be accountable. So Delhi government, they form a peace and harmony committee. Okay, and they asked the Facebook to please come and give answers to our questions. Okay, so you need to understand, now court is pointing out that it is difficult to accept the simplistic approach adopted by the Facebook, that is, it is merely a paid platform. So Facebook cannot run away from its responsibility. This is what court is pointing out. Okay, you are running a platform, but if that platform becomes a cause for the violence or unrest in the society, definitely Facebook cannot run away from its responsibility, because they are the one who are controlling the information. Okay, so but right now Facebook is saying that they don't have any role. No, it is not like that. It is not like that. If they don't have any role, then they should have some role in it. कुछ ना कुछ रोल उनको अपना लेके आना ही पड़ेगा यहाँ पे. This is what has been pointed out by the Supreme Court. Okay, आप algorithm बना रहे हो, you are making an algorithm, you are saying that we have automated system and we have no human intervention. So it is not desirable if it is creating trouble in the society. उसकी वजह से अगर सोसाइटी में ट्रबल हो रहा है तो ये चीज़ ठीक नहीं है ना. Apart from that, you have to work on your society also. So like if you are at one point you are asking Facebook to do multiple things, you have to create awareness in the society also. That is also the responsibility of the governance of government. Okay, that how the digital platform is to be used, digital platforms को कैसे use करना है, तो ये सारी चीजें आपकी गवर्नमेंट को भी देखना पड़ेगा. Okay, so this is the point here. ये सारा point है यहाँ पे. We'll move to the next part now. आगे देखते हैं. So Supreme Court grants bail to 13 persons held in UP jail against the norms. Okay, now this is the news, and why it is important, you need to understand. These people, like, they claimed to be juvenile. Okay, उनको जेल हो चुकी थी. Okay, and Supreme Court on Thursday granted interim bail to 13 prisoners who have been languishing in Agra Central Jail for periods ranging from 14 to 22 years. Okay, despite proving their juvenility at the time of commission of the crime. वो juvenile जो है वो prove हो चुके थे, but still they were behind the bars. So if you know this particular fact, like juvenile can be punished only for a maximum period of 3 years. Okay, तो सिर्फ मैक्सिमम 3 साल की सजा जो है वो किसी जुवेनाइल को हो सकती है. सो दीज पीपल, दे हैव ऑलरेडी, लाइक दे वर ऑलरेडी बिहाइंड द बार्स, वो ऑलरेडी जो है जेल के अंदर थे, एंड 3 साल का पीरियड तो बहुत पहले खत्म हो चुका है. तो दैट्स व्हाई द कोर्ट हैज अलाउड देम टू टेक अ बेल उनको अलाउ कर दिया है. ओके, दिस इज व्हाट दे हैव डन. नो, इट्स अ गुड थिंग. ओके, you have to go as per the law. So accused can raise a claim of juvenility at any stage of criminal trial. Now this is also a new thing that they are saying, that if someone, like if later on the person claims that he was a juvenile at that time, so that is valid. Okay, so claim of juvenility can be asked, can be done at any particular time. किसी भी स्टेज के ऊपर जो है ये आप कर सकते हो क्रिमिनल ट्रायल के टाइम पे. Okay, so this is what it is saying. So we'll move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं. So will your officers follow law? High Court is asking the Twitter. Okay, this is what they are saying. As I told you, they are operating in India and they have to follow the rule of law. Okay, so they cannot run away from their responsibility. So government has framed a law, like the constitutionality of the law is being challenged. So till the time the law is not declared ultra virus or unconstitutional, definitely whatever law exists, all the entities they have to follow it. सबको ये follow करना पड़ेगा. Okay, this is what High Court is pointing out. So there are certain conditions under IT rule, like which is, Twitter is not happy with that. वो चीज़ यहाँ पे अब इनको करनी पड़ेगी. Okay, so we'll move to the next part now. So give proper documents for to the kin of COVID-19 victims. This is what they are saying. Okay, so that it was related to what was the reason, what was the reason of what was the reason of their death. Okay, so it was related to that. So that aspect is covered here. What was the reason of their death? That aspect is covered here. So Arunachal Pradesh to allow entry only to the vaccinated people. Now this is the new development. Okay, see, problem with this type of approach is that other states might also start doing the same thing. Okay, other states they might also start doing the same thing, and this is somehow going to impact the movement of people. Movement of people. Now movement of people, like, it's a fundamental right. Okay, it's a fundamental right. So it is going to create another type of problem. Okay, it is going to create another type of problem. So right now they are doing this. So Arunachal Pradesh is not the only, state to do this. Earlier Himachal Pradesh also brought in certain type of conditions. Okay, इस type की condition वो भी लेके आए थे. See, the point here is that if you are doing such things, definitely you want tourism in your state. Okay, you want tourism in your state, but if you are imposing certain restrictions, definitely the industry will be impacted. Industry will be impacted. So we have to still look into this. These are the positives and the negatives. Definitely they will be able to protect their domestic population from COVID-19, but these are some of the prices that they have to pay. Okay, your economy will not pick up, and unemployment and all these issues are prevailing in the northeastern states. So these are the issues which are there. Okay, so we'll move to the editorial section directly. We'll see what is there in it. See the directly editorial section में चलते हैं, and we'll look into that, what exactly is there for us. Okay, so troubling prospects in Afghanistan. Now this is related to your international relations. Okay, Rakesh Sood, former ambassador and a very renowned person. Okay, GS paper 2, and it's a good editorial because it is mentioning what is the way forward, how situation is complex in Afghanistan. Whatever we are seeing from top, things are not that, clear. Okay, things are not that clear and there is a muddy water there. Okay, so we will look into this. Let's see what is there in this particular thing, what they are saying. So we know that this is the real picture. US withdrawal is now, like, it has started and it is about to complete. Okay, and like, this is the reality. This is the reality, and in that scenario there are a lot of things which depends upon how Taliban and the Afghanistan government, how they are going to coordinate with each other, and what role Pakistan is going to play. Okay, like, will Pakistan now play a role of spoiler in the sense that Taliban, it will make Taliban to fight against the Afghan government and there will be more unrest in Afghanistan. So Pakistan has a role. Definitely we have to look up to that. So Afghanistan's immediate neighbors are now faced with new challenge: how to persuade the Taliban against overplaying their military hand. So is this is the dilemma, that how you are going to persuade the Taliban to follow the democratic norms, to follow other certain things, so that peace can prevail in the region. This is a major challenge now. So we know that in 2001, like, this is the real picture how Taliban is going to respond. In 2001, there were 9 lakh boys in schools. Today, 8 million children attend the schools, and one third are girls. Now, with once the Taliban is back, okay, like, will it going to be the same situation? Will it going to be the reversal of whatever gains that the Afghan society has made? Whatever gains the Afghan society has made, will it going to be the reversal to that? ये चीज अब देखने वाली है. So literacy is up from 12% in 2002 to 35%. Life expectancy has increased from 40 to 63 years. Urbanization is 26%, 70% of the population they watch TV. From 320 miles of paved roads in 2002, today tarred roads are over 10,000 miles. So this is the level of development that has already happened. So now the question is that, will there be reversal of all these things, all these gains that we have gained so far? So infant mortality rates are down from 20% by half. Okay, with a maiden age of 18.5 years. A majority of Afghan have grown up in the post-Taliban era. So majority of the Afghan people who are living there, they have grown up in the post-Taliban era. They don't know the restrictions which Taliban brought in. So restrictions which were imposed by Taliban, so they are not aware of it. Okay, they are living in quite democratic environment. So in that scenario, like, will they continue to do so? Will they continue to do so? So Ambassador Zamek Khalizad, like, he brought in few conditions for all these talks that are going on right now. So one was a ceasefire, cutting ties with Al Qaeda and other terrorist group. Now these were the restrictions, conditions put on Taliban. Okay. Now inter-Afghan peace talks and withdrawal of foreign military forces, declaring that nothing is agreed till everything is agreed. Okay. Now this was some effort. This is what was made by, like, he was a mediator who was tackling with all these talks with Taliban. Okay. The reality is that we don't know about what US has gained. Okay, but the picture is that Taliban has somehow gained something. Now Taliban has managed to get the US to push the Kabul government to release over 5,000 Taliban cadres. Okay, 5,000 Taliban cadres were freed because Taliban wanted it to happen. So in short, US ended up legitimizing the Taliban at the expense of Afghan government. Why? Because Afghan government was not ready to release these Taliban fighters, these 5,000 Taliban fighters. Afghan government was not, ready to do that, but US went ahead with the decision and they were released. Okay, at the cost of Afghan government. So can you delegitimize the Afghan government? This is the another question. Just because US is moving out and you are in hurry, US थोड़ी जल्दी में है and they are moving out, can they delegitimize the Afghan government? This is the critical point. So related to this is the question of Taliban unity. Now distance have grown between Quetta Sura and the Doha negotiators. Okay, so this is the area where Taliban's are like stationed, they are living, and in Doha they, like, negotiators are present in Doha, that is in Qatar. Okay, so they are saying that there is some, disagreement over it. People within the Taliban also, they are not happy the way talks are moving ahead. Okay, so the point here is that can the Kabul regime present a unified front? So like leaders in the Kabul, means in Afghan government, will they be united? Will they be united? Okay, this is the another question. Another question is that, like, will Taliban be united? Because there is difference in within Taliban also. And finally, you need to understand Pakistan is still seeking the strategic depth in Afghanistan, or has it realized that Taliban dominated Kabul will not be a magnet for its own homegrown extremists? Okay, can it persuade the Taliban? This is another question. Can Pakistan persuade the Taliban? These are some of the questions which are left now. Okay, these are some of the questions which are to be addressed. So we'll move to the next part now. So in a passing larger picture of disposition, now this is related to the death of Father Sami. Okay, and how situation are. See, you need to understand he was not the only activist. There are a lot of tribal activists. Okay, who are facing such type of problems. Now definitely he was charged with UAPA because UAPA is a stringent law. It has some stringent element to it. He was charged with UAPA. The point here is that even if under the normal crime, normal charges, normal charge sheet, tribal activists, they face lot of problems because they don't have the income. They don't have the income to pay the bail bond. Okay, to pay the bail bond. This is the real picture of tribal area. Now, even if they are not charged with UAPA, they will not be able to pay the bail bond. Okay, this is the real trouble, and this is what they are saying. Other than that, there are under trials also. There are a lot of under trials which are pending in Indian, courts. So here, 70% of the people who are in prison, they are under trial. 69 point something percent. This is the real picture. Okay, this is the real picture. So definitely this editorial is saying that you have to improve this. Other than that, there is nothing much. कुछ खास इसमें नहीं है. And we'll move to the next part now. Like, should only elected legislator be eligible for CM? Okay, this is what this debate is about. See, what has happened is that recently Tirath Singh Rawat, like he has to resign as a chief minister of Uttarakhand because the period of 6 months was about to pass. Now you have a proper arrangement, like this is the constitutional provision that we have, that a person who is appointed as CM has to be elected as a legislator within 6 months. Within 6 months of the appointment, that person has to get elected as a legislator. Okay, this is the constitutional provision that we have. Now, this has happened in Uttarakhand. There is a speculation that what if Mamata Banerjee, she may lose the election. Okay, what in if Bengal if she loses the election, what will be the way forward in that scenario? उस scenario में way forward क्या होगा? Okay, so this is the problem. This is a new debate. So we have a parliamentary democracy, like, which essentially means that whosoever has the confidence of the majority of the members of Lok Sabha in case of center will be the prime minister. So majority have to be proven. Okay, it also requires that all ministers should be member of parliament or get elected within 6 months. So this is the constitutional arrangement that we have. So within 6 months you have to get yourself elected if you want to remain as minister. Okay, ये arrangement exist करता है. So anybody who is a minister and is not a MP for 6 months automatically stands to be disqualified. In that scenario, there will be automatic disqualification. Okay. See, what has happened is that in India, some of the situation has changed. Like today, you have party high command taking the decision. Okay. That's why even someone is, if someone is not a member of particular legislature, he can still become a chief minister. तो ये हमारे यहाँ पे आजकल सिस्टम है that you have a party high command system. Okay, that party high command is going to decide who is going to be chief minister. So if you go by the effective system, there should be the elected leaders who should elect the CM, but ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, so we have removed the whole concept of person being popular choice of elected people. That is completely gone. Okay, whosoever, party high command thinks that this person is fit for the CM post, that person will be appointed. इस type का arrangement है. So the CM is an indirectly elected person by directly elected members. But now the CM dictates how each of those person will vote. Okay, because at the end of the day anti-defection law is in place. तो बाकी जगहों पे CM की चलेगी, but election of CM is being decided by the party high command. Okay, and if you look at article 101, it says that if a person is a member of both the house of parliament, okay, she loses membership of one. That is, if a person is an MP and gets elected as an MLA, or vice versa, he has about 14 days to resign from one. This is the another arrangement that we have. एक पोस्ट से आपको रिजाइन करना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस इज दैट वन शुड नॉट ऑक्यूपाई टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ऑफिसेस. दिस इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड इट, कि एक व्यक्ति दो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट को नहीं कवर करेगा. ओके, सो दिस इज द आइडिया. Now let's visualize the general election circuit for the country. Now in case of state, the constitution still permits stopgap things like president rule. Okay, so you have some arrangement, president rule वगैरह लगा के आप काम चला सकते हो. You can still run the administration. Okay, now given the extraordinary circumstances of pandemic raging since early 2020, should we as the polity be flexible on constitutional and legislative deadlines? Should we be flexible? Okay, this is what they are asking. Now ECI, Election Commission of India, has a choice, because if an election is not held, it leads to a constitutional crisis. अगर सीएम के लिए आपने इलेक्शन नहीं करवाया, बाई इलेक्शन नहीं कराया, then it will lead to a constitutional crisis. Okay, so as the ECI's job is to ensure that there is no constitutional crisis instead of creating one, so under section 151 of Representation of People Act, it is provided that if only 1 year is left in the house, a by election will not be held. So this is the another provision that is there, that like if only 1 year is left in the house, then it is as per the election commission, they have the proper power that for 1 year by election will not be conducted. Okay, so this is the arrangement that you have, but this will be at the discretion of the Election Commission of India, and it has been making an exception only for the chief minister. Okay, this is the provision that you should know. CM के लिए ये provision है कि by election अगर एक साल रह गई पूरे पूरे टेन्योर खत्म होने में, तो बाय इलेक्शन करवाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ओके, दिस इज द सिस्टम दैट वी हैव. तो देखना होगा इस पे क्या बात आगे बढ़ेगी. ट्रैकिंग फ्यूजिटिव एवरीवेयर. ओके, दिस इज रिलेटेड टू क्राइम. सो इट इज सजेस्टिंग दैट यू शुड हैव अ कोऑर्डिनेटेड डेटाबेस so that criminals can go undetected. Okay, this is what they are suggesting. Now we have different provisions: code of criminal procedure, extradition law, narcotics, psychotropic substance act, prevention of corruption act, prevention of money laundering, so on. Okay, and absconders, people who have been charged under these laws, they were, they were absconding, वो इधर उधर भाग जाते हैं. Okay, and you have like Interpol notices, sharing of immigration databases. Okay, this is the arrangement that we have, but there is no coordinated system or database for tracking criminals and wanted person domestically. Internationally you might be having this arrangement, but domestically you don't have anything. So in the absence of such system, it is relatively easy for a criminal to run away from one police jurisdiction and to enter the another police jurisdiction. Okay, so that's why it is saying that it is a requirement that you should create a nationwide database for wanted person. Okay, nationwide database for wanted person, like you have for passport and other things. एक ऐसा आपको बनाना चाहिए ताकि आप इजीली लोगों को डिटेक्ट कर सको. सो यू हैव क्राइम एंड क्रिमिनल ट्रैकिंग नेटवर्क सिस्टम and the NIA. Okay, these are like some of the efforts that we have made, and perhaps a nationwide system of wanted person notices similar to Interpol notice is required. Okay, so like you issue Interpol notices, same way आप ऐसा कर सकते हो कि wanted persons notice करके एक सिस्टम निकाल सकते हो. ओके, सो देर इज अ नीड टू एनहांस इंटीग्रेशन बिटवीन द इमिग्रेशन एजेंसीज, स्टेट पुलिस, इंटरपोल, एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री, ओके, होम मिनिस्ट्री. इन सब के बीच में आपको इंटेलिजेंस शेयर करना पड़ेगा, इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करना पड़ेगा. दिस इज द वे आउट. ओके, दिस इज द वे आउट. So we'll move to the next part now. So mass transfers before gang wars exit. Okay, this is what has happened. So just before quitting as law minister, he oversaw shifting of nearly 120 senior officers. Okay, like EPFO and all, सब जगह transfers इन्होंने किए हैं because he is moving out. This is not a good trend. Okay, this is not a good trend. Trend अच्छा नहीं है ये. So you cannot go for mass transfers. So government trying to control digital media. This is what Enram is pointing out. He is saying that new IT rules, they are vague. Okay, so this is his point of view. Let the court decide, because court is going to decide. Facebook cannot duck on us on content, says the Supreme Court. We know that. See, they are the platform. They also have some responsibility. They cannot say that we have an automated system and everything is run by a program. But at the end of the day, it like there are human hands behind that creation of a program, that algorithm. At the end of the day, human hands have created that algorithm. So why are they running away? Okay, so even the Supreme Court is pointing out such things. So you can use these things in your answer. आप अपने answer में ये चीज़ लिख सकते हो. So 6 militant, 2 jawans killed in Kashmir. So after a lot of time, like we are seeing such kind of situation. Definitely after the abrogation of Article 370, okay, there is some peace in the valley. So incidents of violence have gone down, but there are other sides also. People are saying that 5,000 people are behind the bars. Okay, they are behind the bars. They have been jailed. So that's why it is still a temporary peace. Okay, it is still a temporary peace. So this is what is there. See, like security experts, they suggest that whenever there is a temporary peace, that time should be explored for providing consensus. Okay, within Kashmir you can go and talk to different groups, separatist groups and all. सबके साथ आपको बात करनी चाहिए, और peace time is the right time to initiate the talk. तो गवर्नमेंट को भी यहाँ पे कुछ करना चाहिए. And apart from that, recently there was a news that Prime Minister he called all the Jammu Kashmir party leaders, and there are high chances that there are high chances that elections might be conducted in couple of months or couple of years, you can say, and like accordingly the statehood might be restored. Okay, statehood might be restored. So this is quite possible. So we have to wait and watch कैसा होगा, कब होगा ये. So other than that, there is nothing much. We'll move now. Okay, panel report on data bill hangs fire. See, this is what has happened. So on Wednesday, cabinet expansion by Prime Minister Narendra Modi saw five members of Joint Committee of Personal Data Protection Bill, including its chairperson Meenakshi Lekhi, being inducted into Council of Minister. So now, once you are Council of Minister, okay, you cannot remain on panel. Okay, once you become a minister, definitely you will not be able to work as a committee member. आपको वहां से जाना पड़ता है, ठीक है ना. Now these committees were headed by these persons, okay, and but now they have been made ministers. So इन committees का काम अब थोड़ा यहाँ पे खराब हो जाएगा. That's the issue here. वो सारा यहाँ पे issue होगा. Okay, so how they are going to work, we have to look into this. So these committees were working on some major issues, वो सब के सब पेंडिंग रह जाएंगे, ठीक है ना. So other than that there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. We'll move to the next part now. Okay, so cabinet okays 23,000 crore aid package to fight COVID. Now they are saying that 20,000 additional ICU beds will be created, pediatric units will be created at the district level. These are really good initiatives that government have done, but the time is that this should be done in a timely manner. Okay, so you have just allocated the funds, that is not sufficient. If you are saying that you are going to create 20,000 additional beds, it means that infrastructure will be required. So that infrastructure should be constructed on time. That's the critical point here. So सिर्फ announcement करके बात नहीं बनती है, आपको infrastructure भी बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay, this is the point here. So other than that there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. We'll move to the next now. Farmers still draw smaller crowd. Okay, they are trying, but people are still not supporting them, and they are still continuing their struggle. Government is not listening to them either. So we don't know where it is going to turn now. चीजें कहाँ बदलेंगी कुछ पता नहीं है. Okay, so cabinet extends agri infrastructure fund loans to APMCs. Okay, so people were having some doubt over the working of APMCs. तो यहाँ पे उनकी थोड़ी situation improve करने के लिए they will be provided with agriculture loans. Okay, ये सारा arrangement government ने किया है, but we have to still wait कब कैसे इस पे बात बनती है. So we'll move to the international page now. So yesterday we learned like president was killed in Haiti. So I made you saw that particular geographical location of the Haiti. So it's in Caribbean Sea, okay, near Cuba. You should know about all these things. So other than that there is nothing much. Now fourth Rajapaksa brother joins the cabinet. So there is a monopoly of the Rajapaksa family over there, and it is considered that Rajapaksa family is somehow pro China. Okay, Rajapaksa family is somehow pro-China. This is what is the situation. So this is not in India's interest. हमारे interest में बिल्कुल भी नहीं है ये, ठीक है ना. Other than that, there is nothing much. As I told you, Kabul sends commando as Taliban surrounds the Afghan city. Okay. Now you need to understand this is the major trouble. So there are question marks whether the Afghan forces, okay, will they be able to defend? Will they be able to defend themselves against Taliban? This is the another question which have been raised, because recently there was a news that thousands of the Afghan forces they fled to Tajikistan. Okay, they fled to Tajikistan to save their life. Now if soldiers are running away to save their lives, okay, so how are you going to improve the situation then? Ground पे situation कैसे improve करोगे आप, ये एक सवाल है, ठीक है ना. Other than that there is nothing much. We'll move to the next part now. So low base helps host the June retail vehicle sales. Okay, it is of no use, हमारे लिए किसी काम का नहीं है, but ठीक है. धीरे धीरे अगर ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री बैक आती है तो it's good. Okay, it's good. So TCS quarter one net climbs to 28.5% on growth in North America and UK. So it is showing a good prospect. Okay, Indian IT industry. TCS is the Indian IT giant. तो काफ़ी अच्छे प्रोस्पेक्ट्स ये दिखा रहा है, ठीक है ना. प्रॉफिट अच्छा खासा हो रहा है इनको. ओके, सो इट्स अ गुड थिंग, इट्स अ गुड थिंग, बिकॉज दे आर द मेजर रेवेन्यू अर्नर्स फॉर यू. आपके लिए काफ़ी चीज़ें ये एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, अच्छा खासा रेवेन्यू जनरेट करते हैं. ओके, सो this is what we have today for our the Hindu session. So that's it for today. Okay, so like we have cut shorted the time of the Hindu, but I am telling you from Monday onwards, okay, we will be back with our full strength. Full strength से यहाँ पे हम लोग back करेंगे, and again I will bring in the old style. I will bring in the element of ethics question which I used to do earlier. few more additions will also be added. Okay, we will add few more subjects also. कुछ और सब्जेक्ट्स भी हम ऐड करेंगे, few more subjects. Okay, like past years questions will be added. Okay, so every day we are going to learn something new. This is what we are going to produce. ये चीज़ हम लेके आएंगे. Okay, definitely it will be back from Monday. So this is what we have. Thank you very much.